A Utah powerhouse, 17-time state champion. But the gym in Rich has room for an 18th banner.
Dug up by the Eagles. Lyman sets it up for Hansen. Blocked. Touched over. They're going to call it a double hit.
A school with a long tradition and legacy. A tradition and legacy of excellence, success, and, of course, championships.
Walker with the service. Stacy receives. Good pass. Cornea doesn't have to move. Wallenstein's hit. Deflected to the floor. It dropped into the donut hole. Bryce Hansen.
Rebel Volleyball is brought to you by Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On in Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau.
A quick back set to Staple. Back corner. Kendall finds the spot.
This is Rich Rebel Volleyball. Rebel fans, get comfortable, strap it down, and enjoy another broadcast of Rich Volleyball. We head down to the court to join the voice of the Rich Rebels, Matthew Peterson.
Good morning, Rebel fans, and welcome to Richfield, Utah for Day 2 of the Sevier Valley Tournament, the state preview. I'm Matthew Peterson, getting ready to have our Rebels get going against the North Sevier Wolves. That will begin in about 5 minutes, but we have our Town of Randolph pregame show right now. Thanks to Mayor Lynn Weston and the entire Town of Randolph. They wish the Rebels good luck. Rebels went 2-0 yesterday, took down a couple of opponents, including Nemesis Panguitch. So a good start for Rich so far in this tournament, and they look to keep it going here early on against the North Sevier Wolves. We'll talk about them after the break, but when we return, we'll dive into our scene set, learn a little bit about the two teams, and before you know it, it's time for Rebel Volleyball. An early start here from Richfield, Utah. But we'll have 3 games for you today, so you don't have to move an inch. Keep it right here on Rebel Radio 98.3 FM, K80Q, and mylocalradio.com.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Welcome back to Richfield, Utah for the Rebels' upcoming match against the North Sevier Wolves. Let's get into our scene set. We'll recap yesterday for you in case you missed the action. So the Rebels went 2-0 yesterday. They took down Panguitch and Grantsville, both 3-1. Some ups and downs, but a win's a win, and the Rebels came away victorious, and they're first in RPI, and later on I'm going to talk to you about some stats that Gary McKee passed along to me that are very interesting for the Rebels. As for North Sevier, they've had a tough year this year. They're 2-19 according to my records. They went 0-2 yesterday. They played some tough opponents, but ultimately fell short. As we get ready to start the matchup here today between the Rebels and the Wolves, we'll step aside, or we're about to get going right now. I think we're just going to keep it right here, as yesterday we had a playing of our national anthem before the game started, but not the case today. So let's get right to the meat of it, and we've got some Rebel Volleyball coming your way here from Richfield, Utah. 16 teams playing. Rebels will play 2 pool play games this morning. Right now, 8 a.m., and then later on at 11 a.m., and depending on how they do in these 2 games, that will decide if they play at 3 o'clock or 4:30. 4:30 is where the top 8 teams will play, and the Rebels poised to take one of those spots away from someone else, as they are already 2-0. Rebels are going to be at the top of your screen if you're watching at My Local Radio, and North Sevier at the bottom. And the Rebels wearing their black tops and blue sleeves and black bottoms. As for the Wolves, they've got more of a maroon burgundy uniform showcase here with white numbers and black bottoms as well. All right, we're waiting the A-OK from the official. The Rebels are going to send out the usual starters of our Let's Construction starting lineup. We had our Old Chicago in Logan Pizza, Old Chicago Pizza in Logan pregame slice. So far a thin crowd here, but the patrons are starting to file in as it's an early morning for everyone. Rebels are going to start the usual Brittany Lamborn, McKenna Stacy, Sage Tingy, JC Cornea, Mackenzie Smith is out there. And our final starter this morning is going to be Annie Peart. Great to see her yesterday back out there. She had a great afternoon along with the rest of the team. And as for North Sevier, they're going to start. You got McKaylee Malmgren, a senior. And they've changed some numbers around on me. So we'll get the rest of those starters up to you in a moment. But it's going to be Brittany Lamborn to serve right now to start things off as her serve goes right down the middle to the Wolves. North Sevier sets it up and punches it to the Rebel end. Peart sets up for Stacy. She slams hard and picks up an early kill. McKenna Stacy strikes first for the Rebels. 1-0 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard thanks to a McKenna Stacy kill. 1-0 Rebels, and we'll update our Station on Main scoreboard here in the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. Service from Lamborn right down the gut. As North Sevier returns it over to Lamborn, who passes to Cornea. She sets up for Peart, and that's another Rebel kill and another Rebel point. Early 2-0 advantage for Rich over the North Sevier Wolves. Lamborn set to serve again right down the middle. It's punched across back to Lamborn. Now Cornea sets up for Stacy. She hits, and the Rebels are on fire this morning. They slept well last night. 3-0 Rich. We're waiting some kind of delay here. But now we're good to go. It's Brittany Lamborn for her 4th straight serve. Right down the middle once again goes to the libero. Pass near the net. North Sevier slaps it across. It's received by Tingy. Cornea passes to Stacy, who has her hit block. And they restart things. This time it's Peart getting some help from the net, but the Wolves can handle it, and they pass it over. Now it's Lamborn with it. Cornea setting. Stacy's setting up for a kill. It's long, though. It's a point for North Sevier, and the Wolves are on the board. It's now 3-1 Rebels. North Sevier serves, goes to Stacy. And the Wolves are going to set it up for an attack that goes into the net, and it's now 4-1 Rebels. Rebels. And it's Annie Peart to serve. Peart waiting the A-OK from the official, and we're good to go here. 4-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Peart goes into the net to push the score to 4-2 now. A service error from Annie, the junior. Service from North Sevier goes to Sage Tingy. Cornea sets up for Stacy. She hits to the back line, but it's too far. And we now have got a 1-point game. 4-3 Rebels up on top. Service goes to Stacy, and it's a dump set across. And now the Wolves prepare an attack, but they hit too deep. Hit by McKaylee Malmgren. And they'll appeal for a tip, and I'm not sure if they got it. No, they did not. Point for the Rebels. JC Cornea now will serve. They're setting up for Malmgren on the near side. She hits, and once again, it's too deep. Rebels triple their lead. It's 6-3 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. Tracked down in the far corner there by Sydney Henry. Rebels have it. Stacy hits. Received by Henry. And North Sevier hits too hard out of play. Rebels gain the point, 7-3. Cornea serves again. It's received. And it's hit hard and in for a kill, thanks to Malmgren. It was Gracie Johnson on the initial reception of that serve. So the Rebels now lead by 3. It's 7-4, Rich. 7-4, Rich. Cornea passing over to Peer, and it's knocked across by Stacy. Johnson goes in for it, sets up by another point for North Sevier. A kill there. It was Sidney Henry in on the initial setup, and then Malmgren poked it down. 7-5, Rich. Service goes to Stacy. She has it set up for her. She swings hard, goes into a block. She digs out herself, but it goes out of play. And now it is 7-6 Rebels. They lead by just 1. Service by Brooklyn Butler. Hit up and poked across by Huffaker, who just checked in. And Dixie Huffaker picks up a Bear Lake Realty kill. 8-6 Rebels. We had our Town and Country Realty beginning serve earlier. If you're just joining us. Stacy serves right down the middle to Butler. Set up near the net. It's poked across a couple times. Double hit on North Sevier. Gives the Rebels the point. It's now 9-6. 9-6 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. Here's McKenna Stacy to serve for Rich. Her service down the middle to Butler, poorly handled, and a Crawford Trough service ace for McKenna. 10-6 Rebels. Rich, and we have a parent, I assume, retrieving the ball, and now we're good to go. Here in set number 1, brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet. 10-6 Rebels as Stacy serves again. Goes to Butler, this time better received. Johnson passes it near the net, and it's knocked over. Then it's Stacy having it set up by Cornea for Huffaker to hit. Was it tipped? No, it's deep, and it's a point for North Sevier. They're down 3, 10-7 Rebels. (10-7) Rebels. Had a couple kills by McKenna Stacy and an ace. Service from North Summit. Now Cornea setting up for the Rebels. Lamborn hits too low into the net to bring North Sevier within 2, 10-8. Rich still leading. They've yet to relinquish the lead. They have not even been tied since the score was 0-0. And a low serve there off the arms of Michaela Crane. And now it is a 3-point lead once again for Rich. 11-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Early on in set number 1. Mackenzie Smith will serve. Her serve goes to Crane. It's set up near the net and it's bashed over, but Smith receives it. Cornea sets, no, a point for the Rebels. They're going to say a wolf went into the netting. So 12-8 Rich, they lead by 4. Smith to serve again. Received by Crane, played near the net, all setting it up here for Johnson, and the Rebels get way out of bounds to get to it, and it's passed across by Cornea. Once again being set up there on the near side for Johnson, and the Rebels can handle it. Cornea sets, Lamborn pokes it over. It's dug up, but it's going to be a losing effort there. A great dig, nevertheless, by Gracie Johnson, but it goes out of play, and the Rebels have pushed their lead to 5. It's 13-8. Here in the first set, John Smith serves into the netting for a Wolf point. 13-9 Rebels. Rich has two games of pool play today, right now, and at 11 a.m. as Gracie Johnson serves into the netting for a Rebel point. 14-9 Rich. 14-9 Rich, and it's Taylor McKee coming in to serve right now. McKee serves, and it goes right down the middle to Crane. North Sevier passes it across. McKee sets it over to Lamborn, who gets a kill, as it was too much for Michaela Crane to handle, and now the Rebels lead 15-9. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Brittany Lamborn. And here's Taylor McKee to serve again. Low serve, goes to Crane in the middle. Set up and knocked across by Johnson. There's Smith receiving it. Cornea passes to Lamborn, who parachutes it over a wall, but the Wolves can handle it, and they do the same, and it's partially tipped by the Rebels. No. They'll say it was tipped by the netting, went out of play, and Rich now leads 16-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in set number 1. McKee serves too low into the netting, and the Rebels only lead by 6, as it's a comfortable lead, 16-10 here in the first set. Service from North Sevier goes to Smith, who knocks it across immediately. Sets up for Johnson. She hits, goes to Smith. Tracked down by Cornea. Now Lamborn on the far side strikes, and she gets another kill as it's not received well by Crane. Goes into the netting, and the Rebels have a 17-10 advantage. Lamborn serves. Goes to Johnson. Poked across there by Brazel. And now Lamborn strikes from behind the 10-foot line, goes into the netting for a Wolf point, 17-11. Rebels lead by 6 here in our Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. Service from Johnson goes to Smith. She passes to Cornea, who sets up for Peart with a cross-court hit, and it's out of play. Too much mustard behind that one, and it's a 5-point game. 17-12 Rebels over the North Sevier Wolves. Rich went 2-0 yesterday, and it's the opposite result for North Sevier yesterday. Johnson with a lollipop serve. It goes to Stacy, has it set up for her, and she calmly bats it across. Hitting hard there was Malmgren, and it's received by Smith, and the Rebels on the third hit are going to have McKenna Stacy hit it over, but poor hit by Stacy went out of play under pressure, under no pressure there, and it's 17-13. Rebels lead by 4. Smith receives a serve. Cornea sets up for Stacy. She hits. Did it find the line? It did indeed. Another kill from McKenna Stacy. She's off to a good start this morning. 18-13 Rebels. Here is Annie Peart to serve for Rich. Peart, a serve cross court. Goes to Johnson. Set up there by Henry. And Lamborn tracks down the attack for Rich, and it's batted across by Stacy. Johnson pushes it over. Now Cornea sets. Stacy strikes, finds a hole, and she's on fire. Another kill for McKenna. 19-13 Rich. Rebels here in the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. Stacy up to 4+ kills as Andy Peart serves to Johnson, goes to Henry, sets up for Brazel. She hits, and she gets all of that one as the Rebels cough up a kill. 19-14, Rebels lead by 5. Rich won the first set in both of their games yesterday. Service from Johnson goes to McKee. She passes to Cornea at the net, who tries to catch the defense, sleeping at the quick dump set over. Malmgren strikes, and that's taken by McKee, who passes to Lamborn, sets up for Stacy, and it's dug up there by Henry. And now North Sevier tallies another point as it's a kill for Malmgren. 19-15, Rebels up by 4. Service by North Sevier goes to Lamborn. She passes to Cornea, sets up for Huffaker, who hits hard, and no Wolf can get to it. A kill for Dixie Huffaker. Gives the Rebels a 5-point lead again. 20-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the first set. Sage Tingy just checks in for Taylor McKee as Cornea serves, goes to Butler. Passed up to Henry. She sets up for Malmgren, and Malmgren is doing the damage here for North Sevier. They're back in it a little bit, 20-16. We've been floating between the 4 to 6 point margin for a majority of this set. Butler serves, goes to Stacy, who deals with it at her knees. Cornea sets up for McKenna, runs into a block, digs it up across, And now Cornier resets the offense for Rich as Hufferkirk just calmly knocks it over. Malmgren strikes. No, it's Johnson who goes to it. Cornier sets up here for the Rebels. Stacy hits hard, but too hard and too deep. It's a 3-point game after the North Sevier point. 20-17 Rich. Rebels up by 3 here in our Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. As we await the serve from Butler. Goes to Lamborn. She knocks it near the net. Corney's going to set up for Stacy, who calmly hits it over, and it's dug up in the net, and North Sevier can't get it across. A point for the Rebels. 21-17. They are 4 points away from claiming the first set. Stacy will serve now for Rich. Her service goes down the middle to Johnson. Immediately returned to the Rebel end, and Sage Tingy patiently waiting and punishes the ball down for an easy kill. 22-17 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. Here is Stacy to serve. Goes to Butler. She plays it near the net, and Hufferkirk calmly bats it right back over, and the Wolves just dump set it over. Stacy receives it. Cornea sets up for Hufferkirk. She hits hard. It goes to Henry, and it's played back near the net, and that's where Malmgren will knock it across, but it's out of play, and it's a point for the Rebels. They are 2 points away from winning the first set, 23-17. Stacy to continue serving. It goes to Butler. She passes near Henry, and it's poked across by Malmgren. Tingy passes to Cornea, and now it's Lamborn striking. It goes into a wall, but it's not cleared out of the Rebel end, but ultimately it's Malmgren, McKelly Malmgren, who picks up a kill for North Sevier, 23-18. Rebels lead by 5 on the station on main scoreboard here in the first set. Service from North Sevier goes to Peart. Cornea sets. Lamborn hits hard, partially tipped at the net, deflects out of play for a Rebel point. And now it's 24-18 set point here for the Rebels. And it's Mackenzie Smith, one of the more consistent servers on this Rebel team, who has the ball in her hands. Smith serves down the middle. Goes to Crane, set up by Henry, hit by Johnson, received by Cornea. Peart passes over to Lamborn, who punches it across. Now Johnson hits the back line, too deep, Rebel point, Rebel win. 25-18, Rich after the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. A good start for the Rebels. They win by 7 over the North Sevier Wolves. Now we'll move into our second set here. We'll step aside momentarily, and when we return, we'll have more Rebel volleyball for you. Rich wins 25-18 after the first set.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to Richfield, Utah. The state preview tournament underway here, and day number 2. Rebels went 2-0 yesterday, and they are continuing that success this morning as they defeat the North Sevier Wolves in the first set, brought to you by the Rich County government. Or I beg your pardon, brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet. Pardon me, Dennis Lynch. So, after the first set, the Rebels went up 25-18, and now we get ready for our second set. Rich never relinquished the lead in that first set. They scored the first point and they scored the last point. And in between, we had scoring from both ends, but predominantly by the Rebels. It's North Sevier to serve to start us off here in the second set. Rebels, if you're watching at My Local Radio, are at the top of your screen. North Sevier and the bottom. The Wolves went 0-2 yesterday. They've got lots of height, though, on this team, and that's the first thing that stands out to you when you watch them. They have a couple of trees there near the net. As the Rebels get ready to play some defense here, it's going to be Gracie Johnson back to serve for the Wolves. And we get our station on main scoreboard updated. And service goes to Tingy. Cornea sets. Peart hits, deflected out of play, and the Rebels score the first point again. You know, it's interesting. Yesterday, the Rebels lost the opening point in every single set, but not the story today. They've won the first 2 points. Here's Lamborn to serve after our Town & Country Realty beginning serve. Cornea sets up here for Stacy. She hits, and another Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. Rebels lead 2-0. Now we've got our scoreboard up if you're watching on mylocalradio.com. Brittany Lamborn back to serve for the Rebels. Lamborn serves, goes to Butler. High response, played near the net for Malmgren to knock it across, and no Rebel was able to get to a bit of a hole in the defense. So it's North Sevier now getting on the board. 2-1 Rich here in the second set. Rebels won the first set. Service there by Henry. Now Cornea the back set over to Peart, who does a cross-court hit, and Malmgren is able to poke it across. No, she runs into an Epic Recreation block, and the Rebels are up 3-1. 3-1 Rich. Here's Annie Peart to serve. Annie serves cross-court, and a Crawford-Trough service ace. Bounces off the arms of Johnson out of play, and the Rebels push their lead up to 3. It's 4-1 Rich on the station on main scoreboard. Here is Peart to serve again. Goes to Butler. This time handled a little better, and Henry knocks it across. Peart passes to Cornea, sets up for Stacy. She runs into a block, and she sets it right back over herself. Now Lamborn for Rich, passing over to Cornea. And a hard hit from Huffaker is going to go down as a kill. Dixie Huffaker bringing the power today. 5-1 Rebels. Here's Peart to serve. Peart serves an ace. The defense was sleeping as it's early here in Richfield, Utah. 6-1 Rebels. They are racing out to an early advantage once again. Here's the service from Annie Peart going into the net for a North Sevier point. 6-2. Rebels lead by 4 on the station on main scoreboard in the second set. Butler serves down to Tingy in the middle. Cornea sets. Stacy swings from the far side, and she picks up a kill. McKenna Stacy had some coffee this morning, it appears. She's off to a good start. 7-2 Rebels. Here's Cornea to serve. Her service goes to Johnson. Henry sets. Malmgren strikes into a block that lands on the Rebel end for a Wolf point. 7-3. Back to serve now is Crane for North Sevier. Her serve down the middle to Lamborn. Cornea setting. Huffaker hitting in the middle. Received by Johnson, set up by Henry, and then it's hit into a wall that's deflected out of play for a North Sevier point. They come within 3. It's now 7-4 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. Crane serves, goes to Stacy. Cornea setting, Stacy sizing up. Butler hits it well near the net. It's poked across to the Rebel end. Now Tingy sets it for Huffaker. She hits to the back line. It's good for a kill by Dixie Huffaker. Huffaker does such a great job of providing that offensive spark when she comes off the bench, and we're seeing a couple examples now. 8-4 Rebels. Here's Stacy to serve. Down the line goes to Johnson. Received by Henry, and it's Johnson batting it across. Now Stacy passes to Cornea, and Huffaker mistimes her jump, but able to get it across somehow, and that's probably not how the Rebels drew it up, but it's a kill for Dixie Huffaker after a bobbled attempt by North Sevier. All 6 players went for it in the middle. 9-4 Rebels. In the second set, Rich leads 1-0. Stacy serves into the net. Short serve. And it's 9-5 Rich. And now we have a serve here from Pierce. And Pierce serves into the net, so the two sides trade service errors, and the Rebels once again lead by 5. It's 10-5 Rich here at our Richfield, Utah tournament. Mackenzie Smith checks in for Huffaker to serve. Cross-court serve. Goes to Pierce. She plays near the net. Henry digs it out, and they get it across. Now Cornea sets for the Rebels. Lamborn strikes into the net too low. It's a 10-6 game now. Rebels up by 4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bouncing the ball a couple times, and now serving is Mason. Cornea tracks down the response, and Peart knocks it over. Crane gets to it. Henry passes up for Johnson. She hits, and she'll get the kill. No, they're going to say it went out of play. It looked close to me. Both sides pause for a moment. The referee signals a Rebel point. 10-7 Rich in the second set. McKee serves. Goes to Pierce. Henry on the set here for Johnson, who gets a little help from the net. Gets across. Cornea sets, and Peart pushes it over for Rich. Henry setting, Johnson hitting into a wall, but it's dug up there by Lamborn, and Peart knocks it over. Then it's Pierce off balance hitting, goes to Smith. Cornea sets, Annie Peart goes off, and she picks up a kill as it bounced off the arms of Butler for a Rebel point. 11-7 Rich. We're in the second set. Rebels lead 1-0. McKee serves. Getting down low to greet it was Pierce, and the Rebels set it up here for Lamborn. She swings, partially tipped. Crane handles it. It's passed over to Johnson. She hits into a wall. The Wolves dig it out, though, and they punch it over. Now it's McKee passing it over. Back again. Rebels comprehensive family dental dig by Stacy, and the two sides keep pushing the ball to the other end. Johnson hits, goes to McKee. Cornea passes. Peart near the net. Fingertips it over. Near the net once again. It's on the Rebel end, and it's pushed over by McKee now. Here comes Henry setting up Johnson for North Sevier. She finds a hole in the defense as she lofts it over the wall, and it's a point for North Sevier. They come within 3. It's 11-8 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Pierce serves down the middle. Getting low to greet it was Smith, but it goes into the net for a North Sevier point. 11-9, Rebels up by 2, but getting closer here. Rich won the first set 25-18. Service from North Sevier. Cornea setting. Lamborn striking, and Lamborn killing. 12-9 Rebels after a Bear Lake Realty kill from Brittany Lamborn. They lead by 3. It's Lamborn back to serve. Her serve goes to Butler, a high response. Henry setting, Malmgren hitting toward the Rebel bench, out of play. It's now a 13-9 lead. Rebels have control of this one, it seems. Lamborn ready to serve again. Serves down the middle, and it's a Crawford trough service ace from Brittany Lamborn. Goes off the arms of sophomore Brooklyn Butler. And Rich up their lead to 5. It's 14-9. Here's service from Lamborn, and no Wolf wanted to get to it. Another ace, back-to-back service aces from Brittany Lamborn. 15-9. North Sevier calls timeout. A T7 propane timeout to be exact, and we'll step aside ourselves. Rich leads 15-9. They are up 1-0.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sevier and council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Red Rebels!
Brittany Lamborn serves for the Rebels, goes to Johnson, and it's a poor response. 3 straight service aces for Brittany Lamborn, and she is now our leading contender for the McCabe Franken Precision Play of the game as she strings together 3 good serves and then 1 bad one as she just serves it into the net. So the Rebels have a 16-10, or a 17-9, I should say, lead. That's what the scoreboard here reads. Service goes over to Cornea, and the Rebels get the kill thanks to Annie Peart. 18-9. Rebels up big here in the second set. Annie Peart got the kill, and now she'll get to serve. That's her turn in rotation. Annie run jump serve, received by Johnson. Sets up to Malgren, who hits into the net for another Rebel point. And Rich has a lead here that's comfortable. It is 19-9. 10-point lead as Peart serves. Malmgren bats it over. Goes to Huffaker. Cornea sets for Dixie. She hits to the back line. It's in for a kill. Rebels pulling away here. They are in cruise control. 20-9 Rich. An 11-point margin here. Annie Peart serves, received by Butler. Henry sets up for Malgren near the net, who pushes it across. A whistle is blown. They're going to call a double hit, I believe, on North Sevier. So the Rebels are 4 points away from going up 2-0. 21-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Peart serves over to Butler. Malmgren sets. Henry knocks it over. Brittany Lamborn receives it. Cornea sets up for Stacy on the far side. Cross court hit. Kill for McKenna Stacy. Truly an assassin this morning. 22-9 Rich. They lead 1-0. They are 3 points away from leading 2-0 against the North Sevier Wolves, who call home not far away here in Richfield, as North Sevier is going to have Malmgren pack it over. Cornea sets up for Stacy. She hits. Big dig there by Pierce. Malmgren hits. It's deflected out of play for a North Sevier point. 22-10, Rebels lead by 12. Butler serves, goes to McKee. Cornea sets. A strong hit by Huffaker, and she's having a great start this morning. Dixie Huffaker gets another kill. 23-10, Rebels lead by 2 as McKee checks out for Smith, or for Sage Tingy. Cornea serves, received by Butler. Henry sets up for Malgren. She hits hard, and Lamborn can't get to it in time. It's a kill for Malmgren and the North Sevier Wolves. 23-11, Rebels still comfortably ahead on the Station on Main scoreboard, leading 1-0. Service goes over to the Rebel end. Cornea sets up for Peart, who hits. A whistle is blown and a point is awarded to North Sevier. 23-12. Crane serves it down the middle. Cornea sets up here for Huffaker, who parachutes it over, and the defense could not react in time, and the Rebels have set point now after another Dixie Huffaker kill. 24-12, Rebels lead by 12. 1 point away from winning the second set. Stacy serves, a service ace. No, a great effort by North Sevier. They get it across. Cornea dump sets it over, and Cornea with a rare kill, and that's going to be set point right there. Rebels win 25-12. They go up 2-0 over the North Sevier Wolves, and our Rich County Government third sets awaits us. Rebels handle the Wolves with ease. They win 25-12, and we'll have the third set for you from Richfield when we return.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to Richfield, Utah. Rebels lead 2-0. They just defeated the North Sevier Wolves 25-12 in our second set, and now we're ready for our Rich County Government third set. Rebels one set away from starting off this tournament 3-0, and while we've got some time, let's get our Bear Lake Realty fan cam in. Big thanks to Gary McKee. Unfortunately, that camera's locked as it's not being operated by anyone, so for all the Rebel fans in the area, I hope you can appreciate the fan cam highlighting you even if you're not in it. And that's our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. They've got all the things you need here. You can give them a call, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com. And now we await our Town and Country Realty beginning serve, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Contact Pam Corney at 435-779-0012. So here we go. We'll reset our station on main scoreboard. It's going to be Brittany Lamborn to start things off for us with the beginning serve. And Lamborn serves right down the middle. Henry sets up for Malmgren. She just bats it over. Now Cornea sets up for Peart for the Rebels. And Rich once again claims the first point of the set. Annie Peart with a Bear Lake Realty kill. 1-0 Rebels. Rich will have another game at 11 a.m. and then at this point a 4:30 p.m. playoff game. I almost want to call it right now. Henry's going to set it up here. Struck by Crane, received by Smith, pushed over by Cornea, and then the Rebels on the defensive end now. Cornea sets up for Stacy on the far side, hits hard, too hard for Brooklyn Butler. It's a Rebel kill, and it's now a 2-0 lead for Rich. All three sets, the Rebels have gotten off to a 2-0 start. Lamborn serves, and she serves an ace. Poorly played by Pierce into another court, and Rich now has a hat trick. 3-0 here to start our Rich County Government third set. Lamborn will serve to restart us here. Brittany Lamborn, a low serve, received by Malmgren. Henry sets. Johnson hits into an Epic Recreation block by Annie Peart. What a great job there by the Rebel defense, getting up there to block that shot. 4-0 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. Lamborn has the ball trickle over the net. Henry sets up for Johnson, received by McKee. No, it's Tingy, but it's a whistle and a point for North Sevier. 4-1 Rebels. The Wolves are on the board now in the third set, trailing 2-0. The service goes to Smith. Cornea sets, and a dump set over by Stacy. Played near the net for Malmgren to hit. She hits too deep, and a point for the Rebels. They have raced out to a 5-1 start here. Here's Annie Peart to serve. Peart serves right down the middle. Butler can't handle it. Rough start for Brooklyn Butler in this third set. Coughing up 2 service aces, brought to you by the Crawford Trough. 6-1 Rebels. On the Station on Main scoreboard. Peart serves, gets over the net. Great dig by Pierce, and Butler knocks it over. Rebels have it. Cornea sets. Stacy swings into a block, but it falls on the Wolves portion of the court for a Rebel point. 7-1 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard in the third set. They lead 2-0. Peart cross-court serve goes to Butler. Henry sets up there for Malmgren. Has her hit blocked and out of play for a Wolves point. Rebels now lead by 5. It's 7-2, Rich. North Sevier will serve. It's Pierce going down the middle to Lamborn. Cornea sets up for Huffaker. She has a Wolf diving for it, and that's a great effort there. A great job by Henry, and ultimately it's McKenna Stacy hitting the ball too hard for anyone to get to. 8-2 Rebels, and Henry had 2 great digs. One of them got over the net, and then McKenna Stacy plummeted down. 8-2 Rebels. A low serve from J.C. Cornea gifts North Sevier a point. 8-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels lead 2-0 as we play our Rich County Government third set. Butler serves the middle to Tingy. Cornea sets for Stacy. She hits, received by Henry. Pierce passing to the net, and Malmgren knocks it over. Lamborn passes to Cornea, and a big swing and a big kill from Sage Tingy. Sage Tingy doing the dirty work, and she gets the kill that time in the glory. 9-3 Rebels. Here's Stacy to serve for Rich. Low serve right down the middle. Goes to Johnson, who has it batted across immediately. Tingy knocks it over. And North Sevier, you only get to hit the ball once at a time. They have a double hit called. 10-3 Rebels. They lead by 7 here in the third set. And they also lead 2-0. Service from Stacy's low and into the net for a Wolves point. 10-4 Rich. Service from Crane. Corney is setting up after the pass. Lamborn hits into a big wall that immediately falls on the Rebel end for a North Sevier point. 10-5 Rebels lead by 5. Crane serves, goes to Peart. Cornea sets. Lamborn swings. Wide and out of play. Rebels lose the point. 10-6 though. They lead by 4. Another serve from Crane. Goes to Annie Peart, and she just could not get a good handle of it. A service ace as her response floats out of bounds. And we now have a 3-point game. 10-7 Rebels. Cornea setting after the serve. Huffaker lofting it over, and North Sevier cannot handle that changeup. A kill for Dixie Huffaker. 11-7 Rebels. They lead by 4. Mackenzie Smith checks in for Dixie. Smith serves, goes to Crane in the middle. Henry sets up for a big long hit there, too deep and out of play by Allie Mason. Rebels lead by 5 again. 12-7 Rich in the third set. Brought to you by the Rich County Government. Here's Smith to serve. Her serve goes to Crane. Johnson knocks it over. Cornea setting it up for Tingy with a dump set over and a heads-up play by Sage Tingy to see the hole in the defense. You don't need power, you just need accuracy sometimes. She gets a Bear Lake Realty kill, and the Rebels lead 13-7. Smith serves, but a low serve into the net. And we're back to a 5-point game. 13-8 Rebels. Now a serve here from Pierce. Cornea setting after the initial pass, and Peart hitting too low into the net. The 9th point is awarded here for North Sevier. 13-9. Rebels lead by 4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They lead 2-0 as Pierce serves over to Stacy. Cornea sets for Rebels. Lamborn lofts it over. A big dig there, and North Sevier bats it across. On her knees is Stacy after the pass. Cornea takes a set, hits to Butler. Henry tracks it down, and Johnson hits the back line. Smith receives it. Cornea sets up. Pierce hits hard. Goes to Butler. Henry sets up for Johnson. She lofts it over. A great comprehensive family dental dig as J.C. Cornea gets high fives from her teammates, but ultimately it's not good enough to keep the point alive, and the Rebels lead by 3, 13-10. Another serve from North Sevier. Cornea sets up for Lamborn. She hits into a wall, and North Sevier's on a run right now. It's 13-11. 13-11 Rebels. Close one now. Pierce serves to Stacy. Cornea sets up for Peart. Her kill is denied. Butler passes it over. Cornea receives it. Set up, and a poor set there, I think, by Sage Tingy near the net. Brittany Lamborn could not do much with it. It's now 13-12. Rebels up by 1 as Pierce continues serving. Cornea sets up for Lamborn, who dump sets it over. Crane passes near the net. Henry sets up for Johnson. She hits too deep, and the Rebels stop the bleeding. They retake a multiple-point lead. It's 14-12 Rebels here in our Rich County Government third set. Rebels lead 2-0. Here's the service from McKee. Goes down the middle to Crane. Henry sets up across the net. Lamborn waiting. Has her hit blocked, and then Rebels play it out of bounds. 14-13 Rich. A close one now in the third set. The Wolves making a bit of a comeback. Service from Mason goes to McKee. Cornea sets up for Lamborn. She swings. Too strong, out of play, and we are tied. For the first time all morning, besides when it was a 0-0 score, the Rebels and the Wolves are tied. Mason serves, goes to McKee. Cornea sets. Peart lofts it across. Received by Henry, and it's a kill there from Johnson to give North Sevier their first lead of the morning. They have a 15-14 lead over the Rebels. And a T7 propane timeout is called by head coach Wendy Lamborn. We'll take a timeout of our own. Rebels now trail 15-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard, leading 2-0.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
So the Rebels at one point led 10-3. Since then, it's been a 12-4 run for North Sevier to take the lead. 15-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels do lead 2-0 though. And now it's a serve from Mason. Goes to Smith. Cornea sets at the net. Annie Peart hits, and she's able to tie the game with a Bear Lake Realty kill. All even at 15 again. Back to serve for the Rebels as the ball is retrieved and it went to another court. That's been an issue this tournament, but nothing you can do about it when 4 courts are playing at once. Brittany Lamborn will serve for the Rebels. Lamborn serves, goes to Butler, a really hard serve, and too hard for Butler. Out of play, a service ace, 16-15 Rebels. Lamborn, another strong serve. Butler able to handle this one a little better, but still a service ace as her team tried to sprint to that ball, unable to, and now the Rebels back on top. 17-15, a 2-point lead as Lamborn continues her serving excellence. It's knocked off across the Rebel end. A great dig. No. Taylor McKee with an excellent effort. Would have been a comprehensive family dental dig of the season, but hit the floor. 17-16, Rebels up 1. Service goes to Smith. Cornea sets. Stacy swings. Received by Johnson for the Wolves. Now Malmgren hits into an epic recreation block by Cornea and Andy Peart. And the Rebels have an 18-16 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Annie will now serve after help building that wall a moment ago. Peart serves. A low serve. Goes to Johnson. Near the net. Whistle blown. And a point here as a double touch is called on North Sevier. Rebels have a 3-point lead. They're pulling away a little bit. 19-16. Peart serves. Goes to Butler. Raced down by Henry. Malmgren near the net. It actually went over the netting into the next court. So it's 20-16. Rebels up by 4. They lead 2-0. They can close out the match with 5 more points. Here's Peart to serve. Goes to Pierce. Henry sets up for Malmgren. She strikes. Partially tipped. McKee gets to it. North Sevier scrambling to get it across, and they do. Now it's Cornea setting. Stacy swinging hard into a block. Dug up by Lamborn. It goes out of play for a Wolf point. 20-17. Rebels lead by 3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Service for North Sevier goes to McKee. Cornea sets. Stacy swings harder than I've ever seen before, and the ricochet goes into the seating, way out of play. Another kill for McKenna Stacy. 21-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. J.C. Cornea, a senior, serves right down the middle. Butler dives for it, sets up for Malmgren near the net. She parachutes it over. Sage Chingy sets up for Huffaker, and the Wolves can't handle Dixie Huffaker's changeup compared to McKenna Stacy's fastball. It's a 22-17 lead for the Rebels. They are up 5. Here's Cornea to serve. Goes to Butler. She sets over to Henry, who passes to Malmgren, and she hits way too deep. Out of play, Rebel point. 23-17, Rebels lead it. 2 points away from sweeping the Wolves. Cornea serves to Pierce. Henry sets up, and it's batted across to Cornea. She passes to Tingy, who sets up for Stacy. Off-balance hit. Butler greets it at her knees. Malmgren slaps into a wall that hits the Rebel portion of the court for a Wolf point. 23-18, Rebels lead by 5 here in the third set. They also have a 2-0 advantage in that set department. Brooklyn Butler serves, goes to Lamborn. Cornea sets, and it's blocked for McKenna Stacy. 23-19, Rebels still leading. Here's the serve now from Butler. Goes down the middle to Peart. Cornea sets up for Huffaker. She lofts it over, and she's got such a great ability of being able to find that sweet spot in the defense. A point for Rich, and now it's set point. 24-19 Rebels. Match point as Stacy has a hard serve, goes to Johnson. Batted across by Mason. Cornea sets. Huffaker strikes. Tipped. Point. Rebels win. 25-19. The Rebels sweep the North Sevier Wolves. And they will improve to 3-0 in the state preview tournament. The early start did not bother the Rich Rebels. We will have our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. If you slept through the first set, don't worry. Our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap will catch you up on what you missed. But the Rebels win 3-0. over the North Sevier Wolves.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
Rebels win the first match here on Saturday in the day 2 of the Richfield tournament. They take down the North Sevier Wolves 3-0, and let's get into our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show thanks to Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. So the Rebels started off early here. We'll get into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. And that first set, Rich won 25-18. They scored the first point, and they never tied. They never were tied, and they never relinquished the lead, of course, to North Sevier. It got close in the middle stages a little bit, but ultimately the Rebels pulled away, and it was a comfortable win through and through. Then in set number 2, the Rebels really blasted the Wolves. They won 25-12. They led by as many as 12 at one point. Or 13 actually, 22-9 was the largest margin for that Rebel score, and Rich won that one comfortably, 25-12. Then we move into the third set a little closer. In fact, the Rebels led 10-3 at one point, so you're thinking, okay, turn it off, Rebels are going to win. Not exactly. North Sevier went on a run. They would take a 15-14 lead. However, the Rebels, after calling a timeout, said, that's enough of that. We're going to win this one, and they'd go on to win 25-19, so they sweep the North Sevier Wolves. North Sevier falls to 0-3 in the tournament, while the Rebels are the opposite, 3-0. We're going to continue on here in our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. We'll have our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights, and then our Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. When we return, we'll talk about in that Western Ag Roundup calendar when the next Rebel game is. So keep it right here on Rebel Radio 98.3 FM, KADQ, and mylocalradio.com. Rebels win 3-0.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Welcome back into our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. We had our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and fast meat gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. Visit them at 113 Front Street. I sure miss getting my BLT before these games, but you know what? The Rebels dominating is making that a little easier for me. All right, let's get into our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights. And there's a couple to pick from. Every single Rebel really came to play this morning, and you could be a little worried, 8 a.m., early start, maybe they got off to a bad beginning. Not the case at all. Where do I begin? So you got your usual suspects of McKenna Stacy and Annie Peart getting it done in that kill department, but we saw great play out of Dixie Huffaker. She had a great balance of using that finesse that she loves, and also bringing the heat sometimes. Then we saw Sage Tingy getting in the action a little bit too, and even J.C. Cornea had a kill as a setter. You don't see that very often, so Cornea with a great play. And our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, I'm going to give it to Brittany Lamborn for 3 straight service aces, and they were great serves too. 2 of them just too hard, too hot for the opponent to handle, and one of them beautifully placed. So Brittany Lamborn gets our McKay Frankham precision play of the game. You can visit them, dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family, Caring Comprehensive Dental Care, 170 Arrowhead Drive, Evanston, or give them a call at 307-789-8910. All right, let's get into our Western Ag Roundup calendar. We got more volleyball today, 2 more matches. So the Rebels are going to play at 11 a.m., so 2 hours from right now against Enterprise. And being frankly, that's going to be the toughest match for the Rebels all day, all tournament. Penguins was probably the second toughest, and Enterprise is going to put up a good fight. They went 1-1 yesterday, so the Enterprise Wolves, I'm not sure how they went in their first match this morning, but that's at 11 a.m., so be sure to tune in for that. I'll have a new link, stream, everything, so I'll post it everywhere where you can find it at mylocalradio.com and the Facebook page, you name it, I'll get it out there to you. So be sure to tune in for that. Then it's going to be a very likely, in fact, I'm just going to call it right now because I'm not 100% sure, but 3-0 Rebels, yeah. 4:30 start. That's when the top 8 teams play in the playoff seeding. And if you're not familiar with how it works this year, the number 1 RPI ranked team is going to play the number 2, the number 3 versus the number 4. So the Rebels have a great shot if they win against against Enterprise. I don't see how they're not one of the top 2 teams. And that's what they came here to do. Coach Lamborn always sets the bar extremely high, so Rebels are 1 win away from being one of the top 2 teams in this tournament, I believe. That's our Western Ag Roundup calendar. Your partner in agriculture, a lender who understands finance and agriculture. You can visit them at 848 Front Street in Evanston, or give them a call at 307-789-9420. Well, folks, for my producer, Alyssa McDaniels, I'm Matthew Peterson, signing off until a few hours from now. 11 a.m. is when the next Rebel match is against the Enterprise Wolves. We'll see you then, but the Rebels take down the North Sevier Wolves. First things first here this morning. Go Rebels until next time.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School Rebel Volleyball on Rebel Radio KADQ FM 98.3 with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On Inn in Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.